The only remaining five-star in the 2025 class is officially back on the market. Ty Haywood from Denton, Texas is no longer committed to Alabama. The two sides really hadn't been communicating, but now it is official as Ty Haywood has decommitted. I got Director of Recruiting Chad Simmons on this video, and we're going to break it down on these latest developments with Haywood and figure out who could land him. So before we get going, do me a favor, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. This is the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube, so jump on board. All right, let's bring on Chad Simmons. Chad, the number 5 ranked offensive tackle, number 22 best player overall, is officially back on the market. You kind of reported, or no, you did report back in December that Ty Haywood would not sign with Alabama. Since then, it's kind of gone cold. Had these two sides really not been communicating?
Yeah, I think that kind of died off. I think really it came down to Bama in I guess their own way, kind of gave him an ultimatum. Hey, look, sign with us in December, make it official, lock yourself in with the Tide, or we're going to go a different direction and not wait for you in February. So I think he kind of knew, and his camp knew, that if they didn't sign with Bama that first week in December, they were going to end up somewhere else. And this has kind of been a group effort that all of us, from my colleague Steve Wiltfong to EJ Holland at the Wolverines to Tim Watts and that staff at Bama Online, all just kind of putting pieces together over the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. And we had a pretty good idea when he did not sign on December 4th that he was not going to end up at Alabama.
Yeah, that's what you guys were saying on the signing day show. Now it looks like it's come full circle. He is now decommitted officially off that Alabama commit list. A lot of fans were asking, well, why is he still committed? Because he hadn't said anything until now. So, Chad, who are the main teams involved in this recruitment moving forward?
Yeah, I think you have to start with Michigan. Obviously that was the team that really worked and pushed to get him signed in December once they kind of felt they had a window to take him away from Alabama late in November. Obviously, he chose not to sign early, but right now this weekend he goes in to take his first trip to Ann Arbor. Obviously, Michigan made a run through Texas late in November, got their foot in the door. They want to take that next big step this weekend when they get him and the family and his representation on campus up there at the Big House. And that'll be, they would love nothing more. Sharon Moore, Grant Newsom, that staff at Michigan, than to get him on campus and then him leave as a Michigan commit. Will that happen? We're definitely watching that for sure this weekend, but they are, and they have been, Michigan, that is, the team to beat. The others to watch right now, I think, is you have to start with the home state school, Texas Tech. Like Michigan, Haywood has not been on Texas Tech's campus. We're watching if he comes out of this weekend uncommitted. Do they lock in an OV to Lubbock and go see the Red Raiders? Florida State is not going away. They had him on campus for an OV back in the summer. They were a contender then. They're trying to become one still now. They're trying to work to get him back on campus for an unofficial visit between now and February. So Florida State, Texas Tech, Michigan, those are the three we're watching right now, starting with the Michigan Wolverines.
So does he have any other trips planned besides this Michigan visit coming up this weekend?
As we record this right now, Josh, nothing planned. There are, quote unquote, in discussion with Texas Tech, potentially with the visit there. That obviously Florida State's pushing, working hard to get him back to Tallahassee as well. But right now, this morning, as we shoot this, the only visit locked in is to Michigan this weekend.
So do you think with Florida State, I mean, having him on campus for a summer official visit seems like, years ago at this point, having gone through the season, early signing day, do you think Florida State has a chance if they can't get him back on campus? Do they have a legit shot?
Look, they've had him on campus before. That's more than Michigan or Texas Tech can say as of right now.
Yeah.
They've gotten him on campus and had him around that staff. There's been obviously some changeover on Mike Norvell's staff in Tallahassee, but the main thing is Mike Norvell is still there. He's definitely one of the more active head coaches out there when it comes to recruiting. He knows that family. He knows Ty. He stayed in communication. Others now are involved as well. You can't rule Florida State out. I think they right now have to be considered a team based on, again, intel
Hmm.
on the outside looking to get back in. They obviously struggled this season coming off the ACC championship a year ago. There's been some changes, but there is some still communication going on between the two parties.
Okay, so we'll see what happens. Big visit to Michigan this weekend. If a commitment doesn't happen over the weekend, are we looking at National Signing Day, which, honestly, it's only 3 weeks away at this point?
Yeah, I think that's still the plan. Look, could they go up there and be wild and blown away? And we know NIL's involved, reach a deal per se, and get things locked in with Michigan. I think that's very possible. I mean, Michigan would love nothing more than to get him on campus for 48 hours, have him leave as a commitment. But I think right now, heading into this weekend, the plan is to take the visit, see how they
Hmm.
feel, keep communication with some other schools, and make that final decision whether they take visits, next weekend, the weekend after, and then sign around February. Was it the 7th, maybe, whatever that Wednesday is, Saturday is this year? I think that's the plan right now. But again, this visit this weekend is a big one to Ann Arbor.
Yeah, it is. All right, you guys are the real recruiting experts. So let us know, comment section below. Where do you think the last 5-star is going to land? Ty Haywood on the market. Where will he sign? Let us know, comment section below.